Now, I will be honest with you. Nothing has tested my confidence like this in a while. Did I cry? Yes, I did. And then I was like, I didn't even like any of these guys that much anyway. I have two options here.
She couldn't believe none of them were interested. Now she is fabricating stories to avoid facing reality. It's just another coping mechanism.
I went speed dating in New York this week. Woo! And I have a story for you. You know what? This sounds like fun. Something different I've never done before. It will get me out of my comfort zone. The setup is there was about like 10 men, 10 women. The women all sit around, and then the men rotate around to each of the women. And I think you have like a 5 to 7 minute long conversation. So it's really fast. And then at the end of the night, you get a card and you can write 3 people's name down of who you want to essentially go out with again. Now, I'm really trying to be more open-minded, I think, when it comes to dating. So no one like blew me away. I didn't feel like a super strong connection with anyone, but I was like, there were a couple guys that seemed like really fun and cool. So I put 2 names down. If someone writes your name down and you write their name down, you'll be connected via text the next day. Next day I'm sitting by my phone and I'm like, ring, and I'm like, oh my God, my matches. X was like, no matches this time. But you did have a few misconnections. So no one that I wrote down wrote me down, which was shocking to me, okay? And then I was like, okay, a few misconnections, probably, 3 or 4 guys wrote my name down. I just didn't write them down. So it was like, click to find out who your misconnections are. So you bet your ass I clicked that link and it was like number of misconnections, 1. I was like, that's odd. Only 1 person wrote my name down. That's strange that not everyone there instantly was captivated by me. So you can pay $10 to find out who your misconnection was. And I was like, you better believe in paying that $10. I was like, bring the credit card in. The night before at the event, I had met the founder. We have a few mutual friends. I think she's like fucking cool. And we just like chatted after the event and became like followed each other on Instagram, yada, yada. After I hit checkout, I get a message from the founder on Instagram. And she's like, hey girl, I refunded your misconnection. You're not gonna wanna go out with that guy. I'm like, hold on. You're telling me that the one guy that wrote my name down is so bad. You were so sure that I would not wanna go out with him. And you refunded me my money. Now, I will be honest with you. Nothing has tested my confidence like this in a while. Did I cry? Yes, I did. And then I was like, I didn't even like any of these guys that much anyway. I have 2 options here.
She paid just to be rejected by all of them. I do understand your pain, but crying for being rejected is a little too much.
I can either be sad and be like, oh my God, nobody likes me. Even the guys that I think are average don't like me, which honestly is kind of true. Or I can choose to stay delusional and say that all of those guys were they just did not think I would write them down and they didn't want to write me down and be rejected. Because I just think that is the only logical explanation. That's the only explanation that could be why none of these guys wrote my name down.
The last dating event I went to in New York City, only women showed up. You are just too good for them. They did not want to be rejected. Obviously, you are a stunner. I can guarantee you are light years out of their leagues. With peace, love, and respect. Speed dating was nothing I expected it to be. Do you think maybe they were intimidated? You are so gorgeous and you have such a beautiful and genuine personality. It's their loss in all honesty. I can't wait to see a video of modern women accepting rejection. In her case, for example, she refuses to admit they didn't want to contact her because they were not interested. They always try to find a way to change the narrative when it comes to being rejected. It's like they can't accept it. She had to create a story that she was too good for all of them to the point they didn't have the courage to reach out. It was like they didn't match up. Accepting they didn't want her would be too much to handle, and this is something that goes against the sisterhood code. How come they didn't want someone who is a 10? She wants to stick with her belief, and that's why she didn't accept it was a rejection when none of them wanted to pursue or contact her. Acknowledging it would crush her delusion, and this is something she didn't want to deal with. Can you imagine if we had the same thought process anytime we get rejected or fail to get the attention of the person we are interested in? It would be a great world, as we all would be a young Brad Pitt at that point, but as we are realistic, we can't delude ourselves to that extent. The coping mechanism strategy she is using won't help her dating life, as it will prevent her from seeing or working on things that could be negatively impacting her opportunity to find someone, but the choice is hers. She would rather be living in delusion than face reality, which is more beneficial. But I am glad that most of us are realistic. We accept when we are rejected, and we are quick to move to another option or work on the thing that needs adjustment.
We all know that most modern women don't get their expectations met when it comes to a single event, but in some cases, the disappointment is so deep that it leads them to complete silence. The woman in the next video was rejected and refused to talk about it. We know how it goes with modern women when it comes to rejection.
Back with a very anticlimactic update about how the speed dating event went last night. We left early. So there's not much to report. Yeah, we just ended up leaving early, and that's about it. That's really all I have to say. Everyone seemed really nice though, so I would give it another chance. And we're going to another one in like 2 weeks. So if you live in LA, like message me on Instagram or something. Maybe we can get a drink beforehand, because I know it can be intimidating going by yourself to these things. Yeah, let me know.
Single events are just events for guys to get rejected so women can get their egos high. Have fun with cats. It's interesting that singles events are always held by women. In over 65 years, I've never heard a guy say he wanted to host a singles event. Never. Pay money to get rejected. Where do I sign up? It's funny the guys women want don't go to single events. Men who can command a room have no need to go to a singles event. Based on her response, it didn't go as expected. She definitely didn't like the experience to the point she doesn't even talk about it, but I think it's weird she was affected that much, because other women have no issue talking about what went down at the event they attended, especially when their followers ask for an update. The problem she encountered was deeper than the lack of men reported by other women. Her refusal to talk about the reason why she decided to leave early says it all. At this point, we know the event didn't meet her expectations, or maybe she was rejected and she doesn't want to talk about it. Most modern women go to this type of gathering scanning for Chad and Tyrone, and they get mad when those guys don't show up or don't talk to them. We already know that most modern women would do anything else but accept or acknowledge that they were rejected. No wonder why she wasn't willing to open up about it. But we can see she didn't give up. The desire to find her Prince Charming is still strong, and that's why she is willing to go to another one. Hopefully, she will have an update for her followers this time.
Some modern women still hope to find their Prince Charming at a single event, and this is the case for the women in the next video. She isn't aware that these events are dominated by women.
Right, we need to make this happen. Seems like I'm not the only one that is like sick of dating apps and wants to try different events to meet people. My life has been super chaotic lately. I ended up going to Coachella last minute, and then just like some other work things came up. So I want to make more of an effort to go to some of these events and try to get like a group of girls to go so we're not like by ourselves. So yeah, comment if you are interested in doing like singles events in the Bay Area, and if you would prefer it to be San Francisco, or if you would be open to going to other areas of the Bay. Because yeah, like these events seem really fun, but it can be like intimidating to just like walk up to a singles event as a female by yourself. So let's try to get like a group going.
You don't have to be intimidated, as it's going to be your chance to meet your new best friend. She thought it would be full of men, not knowing it's dominated by single women. We don't go nowhere. We hang with the brothers at the house, we go to the gym, we go to work, and we go back home and get on the game. It has to be some sort of voluntary ignorance to not know why men don't go to those things. You just have to attend a singles event as a man to know the exact reason why men don't attend. Even Chads, where single events would be easy pickings, don't attend single events. She doesn't have to be intimidated because currently, single events are mainly attended by women, and it's a great opportunity to find forever friends. But if she is attending this event hoping to find someone for something meaningful, she's going to face some disappointment like those women who already attended these events. The lack of men was their main issue. Long gone the time these type of gathering was one of the best way to meet our significant other, but currently it became another place where modern women shop for Chad. These events don't have much to offer, and that's one of the reasons she won't see many guys present. We are no longer willing to be part of it as we don't want to pay only to be rejected by modern women looking for 6-foot Chad. There are better forms of meeting women, and most of us would prefer when it happens organically.
The next clip represents the reality of most single events, and it's also another reason most guys aren't willing to attend it.
Hi, Jaylene. I'm Connor.
It's Jillian.
Jaylene, so sorry.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Yes,
So, anything you want to talk about?
sure. Do you have any hobbies?
Yes, I do.
What kind?
What kind? My hobbies is listening to music.
I like listening to music.
Oh,
Do you have any pets?
I used to have cats.
So, is there anything you'd care to ask me?
No.
Oh, right. So sorry.
The reality of speed dating can feel like going to an awkward job interview. Look at the dynamic in this scenario. No wonder why most guys are no longer willing to attend them, and this is another reason why most attendees of these gatherings are women. Who would be happy to be scanned by modern women assessing whether we have all the qualities of a Chad? Imagine paying a substantial fee only to be placed in a similar situation. It doesn't make sense, and I bet most of us wouldn't go even if it was for free.
This is the end of today's video. We hope you like it. And don't forget to subscribe on your way out, we really appreciate that.